Have you ever noticed that the people who look rich are not always the people who are actually wealthy? A guy pulls up to work every morning in a faded old Honda Civic. The paint is dull. The bumper has a dent. His coworkers probably think he is barely getting by. But what they do not know is that he has over $4 million invested in index funds, a fully paid-off house, and enough money to walk away from his job tomorrow if he wants to. Now parked right next to him is someone in a brand new leased BMW. Looks successful, looks impressive, looks rich. But behind the scenes? Car payment, credit card debt, zero breathing room, constant stress. And that is the difference between looking rich and being rich. In a world where everyone is performing success, looking average might be one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Because real wealth is quiet. Fake wealth is loud. And today, I want to show you why looking rich can actually keep you poor. First, visible wealth makes you a target. The more you show off, the more attention you attract. Not just from strangers, but from salespeople, scammers, bad deals, and people who assume you have money to burn. When you drive a luxury car, wear flashy brands, and constantly signal status, you are telling the world something very simple. I spend money. And once people believe that, they start treating you differently. Contractors quote you higher prices. Companies upsell you into premium packages. Friends assume you can cover the bill. Family starts expecting more from you. And suddenly, your money is not just yours anymore. This is one of the hidden costs of looking rich. You do not just buy the image. You buy the pressure that comes with maintaining it. Second, looking rich traps you in lifestyle inflation. This is where people get stuck for years. They get a raise, so they upgrade the car. Then the apartment. Then the watch. Then the vacations, then the restaurants, then the clothes, and every upgrade becomes the new normal. That is the trap. Because once your lifestyle rises, your freedom falls. Now you need the bigger paycheck. Now you need the bonus. Now you cannot slow down. Now you cannot quit. Now you cannot breathe. A lot of people do not actually want luxury. They want what luxury seems to represent: status, respect, validation. Proof that they made it. But if you need strangers to see your success, you usually have not built real success yet. Real wealth is not about looking expensive. It is about owning your time. Third, modesty gives you negotiating power. When people cannot tell how much money you have, they cannot price against your ego. That matters more than most people realize. The person who looks rich often gets sold the premium version of everything: the upgraded trim, the VIP package, the luxury finish, the product designed for people who do not ask questions. But the person who looks ordinary, they shop carefully. They compare options. They ask for discounts. They walk away. And that one habit alone can save tens of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Looking average gives you financial invisibility, and invisibility is power. Fourth, and most importantly, every dollar spent on appearance is a dollar that cannot build your future. This is where the math gets brutal. Let's say someone spends $700 a month on a car payment just to look successful. $700. Invest that same amount every month instead, and over time, it can grow into life-changing money. That is the part people do not see. Looking rich feels good for a moment, but investing quietly changes your entire life. One gives you attention, the other gives you options. One makes people impressed for a few seconds. The other lets you retire early. One is a costume. The other is freedom. And freedom is always worth more than attention. The truth is, most people are not broke because they do not earn enough. They are broke because they keep buying symbols. Symbols of success. Symbols of status. Symbols of arrival. But symbols do not create wealth. They delay it. A designer belt will not buy your freedom. A luxury badge on a car will not lower your stress. A bigger monthly payment will not make you more successful. In fact, for a lot of people, looking rich is just expensive insecurity. And the people who understand money at the highest level know this. That is why so many truly wealthy people look normal. They drive practical cars. They wear simple clothes. They avoid showing off. Not because they cannot afford more, because they understand something most people never learn. The less you need to prove, the more powerful you become. So the next time you feel the urge to upgrade something just to look more successful, stop and ask yourself one question. Am I buying utility? Or am I buying a performance for other people? Because that question can save you years of financial pain. If you really want to build wealth, stop focusing on looking rich. Focus on being hard to impress, hard to manipulate, hard to pressure, hard to sell to. That is where real financial power begins. Drive the paid-off car. Wear the simple clothes. Ignore the status game. Let other people chase appearances. While they are trying to look wealthy, you can quietly become wealthy. And one day, the same people who underestimated you will wonder how you got so far ahead. That is the power of looking poor. Not because being poor is the goal, but because refusing to perform wealth might be the very thing that helps you build it. One question before you go. Think about the last thing you bought just to impress someone. Not for yourself, for someone else's opinion of you. How much did it cost? And if you had invested that money instead, what would it be worth today? You already know the answer, and that is where it starts.